Hi students, so this is Ram Kishore. So I would like to explain in today's class data link layer, error detection and correction in digital communication network. So in the error detection and correction we are having so different types of errors. So the type of error is nothing but so the data can be corrected during transmission. So once we are transmitting the data from one side to another side, that means from the transmitter to receiver. So during this transmission the data can be corrected. That means for example we are having digital data 0 1 0 data. So either the starting bit 0 may corrupted as a 1 or corrupted 1 may be corrupted as a 0. So if we are changing the bit positions or bit value, so that is called the error, that is called that error. So that will be established in terms of while we are transferring the data from transmitter to receiver. So in this some application, so actually the most of applications require that errors to detected and corrected. The errors can be detected and the corrected. So in this different type of errors, so we are having different type of errors. Those are nothing but single bit error and the multi bit error and burst error. So in this single bit error, so this topic is error detection and correction. Error detection and correction. So in this the data can be corrupted during transmission. So in the most of the applications it requires the errors to be detected and corrected, and the type of errors is single bit error. So in this only one bit in the data unit, so that may be we can call it as the unit may be packet, frame, cell has changed, either that would be 1 to 0 or 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. So whatever it may be. So here for example the sending information or the sending data is 0000 and 0010. So here the data will be sending from the transmitter to receiver. So at the receiver, so here at the fifth bit position, actually in the sending information we having the 0 bit, but at the receiver the 0 will be changed to 1, the changed to 1. So whenever we are changing this type of error, we can call it as a single bit error. And the next one is next error is burst error. So in the burst error, so it is also one of the data corrupted in transmission. So in this we are having 2 or more bits in the data unit have changed. So burst error is also known as a multi-bit error. So in this single bit error only the single bit can be changed, but in burst error so that will be changed 2 or more bits in the data unit. So it mostly likely to occur than the single bit error, because the duration of noise is normally longer than the duration of 1 bit. So that means it is mostly occur in every transmission, because the single bit error than the single bit error, because the duration of noise is normally longer than the duration of 1 bit. So in this length of the 8 bit error, so here we having the 00, but so in received information it will be the 2 bits are changed to 1. So this type of error you can call it as the burst error. So next one, redundancy. So in the redundancy, to detect or correct errors, we need to send extra redundant bits with data. So we have to detect or correct the errors. So we have to add some extra bits. That means So that's extra bits are called redundant bits. With whatever we are transmitting the information from one side to another side. So during the transmission we are adding the required bits uh, greater than the the amount of data will be transmitting from a transmitter to receiver. So we are adding some extra bit to that information, so that process we can call it as redundancy. So the receiver will be able to detect or correct the error using the extra information. So that is so that is the how we will detect, how we will correct the errors, that is nothing but, so looking at the existence of any error, say that it may be yes or no, so we have to retransmission the data. So that means if S means, so if we are transmitting the data from one side to another side, so we have to retransmission. If yes, if we are having any error, so we have to do ARQ. ARQ means automatically repeat and repeat request. So it will be performed in the error detection, and the correction is nothing but, so it will be um, the data will be looking at both the number of errors and the location of the errors in a image image in a image. So that is so we have to use the forward error correction. So we have to look at the both the number of errors and the location of the errors in a message. So in a message we have to do number of errors and the location of the errors in a message. So we that will be performed based on the forward error correction. So we have to by using different techniques, that is by using the block coding and the Hamming coding. So we have to detect the errors and we have to perform the errors. So that is in redundancy, the group of bits adding to end of data unit to detect the errors. So in redundancy, the group of data bits will be adding to the end of the uh, data unit to detect the error. So in burst error, two or more consecutive bits in the data unit have changed from 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. So we have to perform so many error correction and error detection and the error correction. So for this we have some coding method. So that is encoding and the decoder. So in this, both encoder decoder have agreed on a detection and correct the method while we are transmitting the information. So at the sender side we having the encoder, at the receiver side we have the decoder. So from the sender, the message will be actual what message the sender wants to, so that will be generated, and that the message will adding the redundancy bits, and we will transmit by using a transmission guide, and that will be received at the receiver side, and the checker will checks and correct or correct the error and identify the error. Again that will decode the original message from the encoder to decoder. So this process will be established while transmitting the information from one end to another end. That means from transmitter to receiver, receiver. So next one, so we're having different techniques, that is the modulo arithmetic. So in modulo and arithmetic we use only the integers in the range from 0 to n minus 1 inclusive. So it will be calculating if a number is greater than n minus 1, it is divided by n and the remainder is the result. So in this in the modulo arithmetic method, so we have to use the n arithmetic integers, so to identify that which bit position has to be error occurred, and we have to detect. So during this calculation we have to calculate if a number is greater than n minus 1. So if the number is greater than n minus 1, so that is it is divided by n and the remainder is the result. So if it is a negative as many n has needed or added to make it positive. So if it is negative, that means less than n minus 1, so n as needed or added to make it positive. So the example in modulo 12 is, so we having the 15 12, so that is equal to 3 base 12, that is modulo n means here the 12 12, so 15 12 is equal to 3, so that is minus 3 12 is equal to 9 12, so that is the meaning of modulo arithmetic. So next one, we having the modulo 2 arithmetic. So this is also we have to do the numbers, possible numbers as arithmetic addition and the subtraction. So already we see this topic in so 0 plus 0 is 0 0, that performs the odd operation, and the subtraction by using the XOR gate we have to do the subtraction and the uh, next one, block coding. So in this block coding, so we have to perform different methods, that is we have to detect the error and we have to correct the error. So that is nothing but we have to perform different functionalities. So in this technique, we have to detect the errors and correct the errors, that is simplex mode and the half duplex mode. By using different methods we have to perform this that is the block coding is block coding. So in block coding, we divide our message into blocks, so each of k bits called data word. So in this block code, so we having the block of data, so we have divide our message into different block. That means 3 bit we can consider as a one block, and another 3 bits will be considered as a another block. So each block will be, so each of individual block we can call it as a data word. So we have to add r redundant bits, we have to add r redundant bits to each block to make the length, that is n is equal to k plus r. So we are adding some of the redundant bits, so that is we have the k bits, so that we have, if we are adding that r, then the block code, the length of the block code may will become n is equal to k plus r. So the resulting n bit block are called code words. So the whatever the resulting code word, for example we are having 2 plus 1, so then the n is equal to 3, so the resulting n bit blocks are called code words. So this is the block coding technique. So how will recognize the data words and the code words in a block coding. So that is we are having the k bits. So this is a one block code, and this is one block code, and this is one block code. So 2 power k data words, each of k bits. So we are having the n bits. So that will be become 2 power n code words, each of n bits, only 2 power k of them are valid. So we are having the one example, that is if we are having the error detection. So how can errors be detected by using block coding? If the following two conditions are met, the receiver can detect a change in the original code word. So the receiver has or can find a list of valid code words, and the original code word has changed to an invalid one. So we want to perform the error detection, so we have to follow two conditions. Those are nothing but the receiver has or can find, the receiver can find a list of valid code words. So first of all, the receiver has to find the list of code words, and that original code word has changed to an invalid one. So which bit has to change invalid one, so that will be we have to perform. So by using the error detection and the correction, so we have to use the encoder and the decoder method. So we have to check the correct. So in the role of block coding in error detection, So the sender creates code words out of data words by using a generator, so that applies the rules and procedures of encoding. So each code word sent to the receiver may change during transmission. So if the received code word is the same as one of the valid code words, so the word is accepted. The code word is accepted. So the corresponding data word is extracted for use. So if the received code word is not valid, so it will be discarded. It will be discarded. So for example, let us assume that k is equal to 4 and n is equal to 5. As we say, we have 2 power k is equal to, that is 2 power 4 is equal to data words, and the 2 power n is equal to 32 code words. So in this we saw that 16 out of 32 code words are used for message transfer, and the rest are either used for other purpose to use. So that is one of the example. So here we have the error detection. So a receiver can detect a change if the original code word, if the receiver has list of valid code words and the original code word has changed to an invalid one, and the sender has have the encoder, that is data words generator code word, and the receiver has the code word checker and the data word. So in this we have to, by using this procedure, we have to check whether the list of valid code words are present, or that the original code has changed to any invalid one. So in this example, so let us assume that k is equal to 2 and n is equal to 3, and assume the following table. So this is the data words are 0 0 and the 0 1 1 0 1 1, and the code words are 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. So assume the sender encodes the data word 01 as 001 and sends it to the receiver. Consider the following cases. The receiver receives 011. It is a valid code word. The receiver extracts the data word 01 from it. So the code word is corrupted during transmission, and 111 is received. It is not a valid code word because 111 not present in the list of code word, and it is discarded. So the code word is corrupted during transmission, and 00 is received. So this is a valid code word. So the receiver is correctly extracts the data word 00. So two corrupted bits have made the error undetectable. So if in this block coding, if any one bit, so existing code word, if any bit is corrupted, that will be valid code word, and that will be again that will be correct the code. If two corrupted bits have made the error undetectable. So this is about block coding. So in this we have in the note, any error detecting code can detect only the types of errors for which it is designed. Other types of errors may remain undetected. So in this previous example is designed for detecting 1 bit error, cannot detect 2 bit error, and cannot find the location of the 1 bit error by using code word. So that will be detection and the correction. So here the error correction will be done based on the same phenomena how we will detect, but the receiver needs to find or guess the original code word sent. So it will be need more redundancy than for error detection. So here we are having the one example, that is, so it will be that code word will be adds 3 redundant bits to the 2-bit data word to make 5-bit code word as follow. So in the previous example we seen so the bit has 0, only 3 bit, but here after adding the redundant bits, so that will become 5-bit code word, 5-bit code word. So the original data word is 00011011. So assume that the data word is 01. So let we consider the 01 data. So the sender creates the code word, so that is 01011. Actually the exact code word is 011, but here uh, we're having different code words, so that are nothing but 01011. So the code word is corrupted during transmission, and we receive 01001 is received. The receiver finds that the received code word is not in the table. Assume that there is only one bit corrupted. Using the following strategy to guess the correct data word, comparing the received code word with the first code word in the table 01001 versus 5 zeros. So the receiver decides that the first code word is not the one that was sent, because there are two different bits. By the same reasoning, the original code word cannot be the third or fourth one in the table. So the original code word must be the second one in the table, because this is the only one that differs from the received code word by 1 bit. So the receiver replaces 01001 with 01011, and it consults the table to find the data word is 0101. So if any bit will be corrupted, that is multiple bit will be corrupted by adding the redundancy bits. So we can also correct that bits by checking the correct data word, by checking the correct data word. So this is about different type of errors present in a bit, that is single bit error and the burst error burst error, and the redundancy, and the block coding. So by using these techniques, so we have to detect the error, and we have to correct the error. So these are the main functionalities of the data link layer, main functionalities of the data link layer. So next one, Hamming distance. So this is also called Hamming code. So in this Hamming distance between two words is the number of between the two words is the number of difference between corresponding bits. For example, the Hamming distance D is 00001 is 2, because so we have to perform the XOR operation. For example, here we are having two code words, that is D is 000. So if you want to perform XOR operation between these two code words, so we get two ones, so that is the resultant is 011. So that is two ones, so that is the Hamming distance between this code word is 2, because we having the two ones. So for example, we take the Hamming distance for 10101 and 1110 is 3, because by XORing the operation, we get in the resultant we get 3 ones, and the Hamming distance is 3 ones. So we have to, in the Hamming error detection and correction, so we have to take the resultant code words, and we have to perform the XOR operation, and how many ones will get in the resultant. So that is the Hamming distance between those two code words. So the minimum Hamming distance is the smallest Hamming distance between all possible pairs in a set of words. So here the minimum Hamming distance is the smallest Hamming distance between all possible pairs in a set of words. So in a set of words, so that is, or we can also follow another method. So whatever we have to take some code position, so based on the code position, so all bit positions that are power of 2, are marked as a parity bits, other bits are for data. So that will determine the value of parity bit. So the Hamming code can be applied to data units of any length and is used to detect and correct single bit and multi-bit errors. So the rules for finding the parity bits are, so here the value of parity bit is determined by the sequence of bits, alternately checking the bits and skips the bits. So we have to check and skipping the bit that is parity and the data bits. So we get the error. We have to detect the error and we have to correct the error in Hamming distance. So we'll see example in Hamming distance. So we have to find the minimum Hamming distance of the coding scheme in this example. So you have to first find all Hamming distances. So whatever the code given in the Hamming table, so we have to detect the distance from one to another code word. So in this, for example, we can consider Hamming distances. The code words are 0 0 0 1 1. So for everyone is 2. So the minimum Hamming distance in this case is 2. And another, find the Hamming distance for the code scheme in table 1.2. that is for this solution we first find all the Hamming distances, that is 4 zeros and 0 1 0 1 1. So the Hamming distance for this code word is 3. So most of have 3, so that's why 3 ones in the most of code word. So the Hamming distance is 3. So this is about different error detection and the correction techniques. So in next class we will see the cyclic redundancy check, CRC decoder, and the CRC division capability, and the standard checksum and internet checksum, so and so. Thank you one and all, and please subscribe DBS Talks, and we can also follow us on DBS Talks for you and in YouTube DBS Talks. So please like and comment, and please subscribe DBS Talks.